Look, man, I was thinking about that Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph fight for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. And this kind of stuff like this is like the main. This kind of stuff is like you're always gonna look at the black dude like he was wrong, and it kind of pisses me off, especially when other dudes get on TV like Stephen A. Smith, and I just say him because he's the main one that's pissing me off about it. But he's like, oh, well, he should never have done that. He should be happy with take what they give him and this and that. And then he tries to clean it up and say, well, yeah, he did do that. Mason did start the fight. But if you bring in a fight, if you doing this and that, he's just pretty much just like trying to take up for the other dude because I understand because he's getting paid by that side. You know what I'm saying? If there is such a thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's obvious and clear when I seen the video multiple times. Mason Rudolph kicked him in the balls and then pushed it with cleats. You know what I'm saying? So if you kick somebody in the balls, first you try to pull off my helmet, then as I'm backing off of you, you try to kick me in the balls to push me off you more. And that's like, all right, come on now. You kick me in the balls and you push me. I mean, and you try to pull my helmet off and you chase me down or you run me down. I'm already being subdued by your dudes, which is the same dudes that threw me on the ground once I hit you with the helmet. So they're gonna do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was all fair in 11 war. Of course not. Mason, I mean, what's the name shouldn't have swung the helmet, but at the same time, you got all these people coming at you. You don't know what's what, and you got to keep your manhood up too. You got this dude rushing you and shit, try to pull your head off, and then I hear that they said that he called him the racial slur, which is a nigger, I'm sure, right? He called him a racial slur. That's the new development in that. So I mean, it's just all these things against Mason that the NFL is refusing to take a look at and refusing to do anything about. They only want to attack the other guy when he wasn't even the aggressor. Myles Garrett wasn't even the aggressor. Mason Rudolph was the aggressor the whole time. And then when he ran at him, he said, "Back up off me." You know what I'm saying? That's anywhere. That's just a quick jab. If he didn't have the helmet, he would have punched him. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that the NFL is handling this pretty poorly, especially after what we went through with Kaepernick. I think that they should be handling this a little bit better, seeing how there's footage. You can see Myles Garrett kicking him. I mean, Mason Rudolph kicking him in the nuts, trying to pull his helmet off first, chasing him down the field, or not chasing him, but rushing towards him like a fucking bull in a China shop, running in, trying to get to him. And then there's another thing that's pissing me off: how every one of those announcers is trying to make it seem like, oh, he's a big man he's the strongest man in the football, and he's picking on the little old quarterback. Get the fuck out of here. That quarterback he's a man too. He's picking on the little quarterback. What he's a whole 6'7", and this I'm sure to be a quarterback you usually gotta be like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". So he ain't that much smaller than Myles Garrett. Maybe arm wise, well, you need to get in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You can't start a fight and then once you lose the fight, people say, "Oh, you wasn't even supposed to be fighting there." Blah, blah. That's some bull crap. That's some straight up bull crap. And Stephen A. Smith he been washed up. He been a coon. And I just seen that video from No More Talk from Willie D. I seen the video, his coon video. I'm glad he put Stephen A. Smith in there because I've been wondering that the whole time. Like Stephen A. Smith will say anything to keep that job. You know what I'm saying? He try to sound like he on the black side and this and that, and then but he not. But then I noticed another thing. Maybe I could be overthinking it, but when Stephen A. Smith was going at it with Max Keller, Max Keller's trying to play the other side because he knows if he even says anything about Mason Rudolph, it's off with his head from the black community. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh no, he's gonna take the other approach, which is smart, it's smart, but it's tricky. It's crafty and tricky. But I just don't like the way the NFL is handling that whole situation. And I think that I'm not saying that Myles Garrett shouldn't get suspended. You should definitely get suspended for fighting, period, on the field. Like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of the game. But easily it could have been three to two